bounce back? How proud will you be of your team today?
I look incredibly proud. You know, it was a big week for the footy club in a lot of ways. A lot's happened, but the character and strength of the players that we've got is substantial, and what they showed today was just full of character. We clearly didn't play our best footy, and we've clearly got some people out, but they continue to find a way, and that's what I love about this group of players.
A lot said that the good teams find a way to win the tight ones when they're not playing probably the best. You've now had 5 by 8 points or less, and you've won 3 of them. So critical is that? Just to comment on that in the context of this season. Oh, it's really important to be able to get results in close games. I think we lost 2 early in the season against Hawthorn and Fremantle, and I thought our players learned a lot from those experiences. And we've been able to add a fair bit of composure to our group in tight situations, and probably the last 3 close ones we've been able to get results has probably been a reflection of that. And it makes a massive difference to your season. I think we all see how tight the ladder is and what the results can do. So it makes a significant impact without doubt.
Who do you think stood up late?
A lot of players stood up. I thought Neville Jetta in these last 10 minutes, Jaden Hunt and Alex Neil-Bullen were really influential, and it was our younger players that really stepped up. We've had some guys. We had some guys playing today that haven't played a lot of footy this year, and they've been out for long periods of time. Jesse Hogan's been out for nearly 10 weeks. Joel Smith's been out for 13 weeks and played 1 game and come back in. So we've through forced situation, we've had to play some guys who are a little bit underdone, and that's why it was a character-building victory.
What's been said about sort of the club and the culture and the discipline or lack thereof? What have you made of those sorts of comments?
Yeah, it's funny when you're building culture, Jay. It's really important to remember what a good culture looks like. And for me, it's about having really clear understanding of what are the behaviours that you want to exhibit, both short-term and long-term. And we had 4 VFL guys that probably didn't prepare for AFL footy, a 6-day break. Not a massive issue, but it was an issue because they weren't preparing to be AFL players. Now, we could have easily swept that under the carpet as a club and not dealt with the issue. But our leadership group was really strong with what they want to create, and they addressed it around the elite preparation that they're looking for from a playing group. And that's what good culture is, and that's how you build good culture. So I've been really interested to hear those comments, because we have a lot of discipline in our playing group. We have a lot of discipline with how they play around the contest and their behaviours. Now, we've had some acts that doesn't resemble what we want to stand for, and they've been addressed. That's what good culture is. So culture is an interesting word when it gets bandied around, how you actually get it and how you build it. We're still building our culture. We need to be really clear on that. But the character of the playing group that we're starting to develop is through culture, and that's why we're able to win some of these close games. And there's a belief around that that's really growing at this footy club.
It's fair to say you've been disappointed by some of those descriptions then?
Well, not disappointing. I just think there's a lack of understanding of what it looks like and what you're trying to create. So I'm not disappointed by the commentary. The commentary is the commentary, and we'll block that noise out. But I think there's a lack of understanding of what, when you're trying to create something, what it looks like. And I'm really clear on what it looks like and what we're trying to create and how we're going to address it and grow it and believe in it.
There was an incident on the wing, I believe, Clayton Oliver, Carlton fan. Do you have seen what happened there?
I haven't got all the information about what that looks like. Once again, young player, learning a behaviour. I'll have a look at it and chat to Clayton. I haven't got all the information, so once I get that, then we can have a chat about it.
The allegation is that he's potentially may or may not have threatened a fan. Are you aware of that?
No.
At all?
No.
Have you checked, have you asked that question?
Oh, look, I'll sit down with Clayton. If that's what's happening, I'll sit down. But clearly, Clayton's not going to react to something unnecessarily. So let's wait. Let's get all the information on the table, before we start criticising people.
That incident aside, how pleased were you with him sort of battling through some pretty heavy tension from Gibbs and Those guys through the middle.
I think the character of the kid shows what he's about. You know, he just continues to play the game to a really high level in the areas that we love. He's a quality person, a quality kid that just loves the contest, and I thought today he was very, very good. You know, I thought he was outstanding, and you know, without some key people in our team and some key leaders, you know, with Jones and Viney and Tyson, who are good contested ball players, I thought he really stood up for us.
Tommy McDonald, just sensational form forward. Is he going to stay there long term now with Jesse back, or?
Yeah, he looks likely to. If he keeps marking the ball and kicking straight, they're hard to come by. So, you know, he's done it again, Tom. You know, I think every time the ball comes in his area, he looks likely. And he's looked likely since the time we put him down there, but now he's starting to convert that into goals. So, you know, at current form, he'll definitely stay down there.
What about with Jesse and Max now back fit? Cam Pedersen, I mean, he filled in the job brilliantly with Max out. What's his sort of role for the rest of the year now?
Yeah, look, Cam's still working as a forward in the second ruck. You know, we played Hogan, Pedersen and McDonald all forward today to have a look at how that looked. It looked okay at times, but I'll go back over the tape and have a look at how it functioned and speak to the guys that played down there. But it was probably one of our strengths, actually. You know, going inside 50 and scoring. You know, we were pretty efficient again. You know, we lost the inside 50 count, so to still kick that amount of goals was pleasing.
Has something surprised you, Simon? Like, I know, I'm sure you got enormous amount of faith in all your players, but was it really just an experiment to begin with?
In some ways, it was an experiment, but then we did some training at a couple of marking exercises. Our coaches are very good at developing some exercises for him to do the contested marking, and he just kept marking the footy. So when you see a big guy that's got that sort of reach and he keeps marking the footy, he's going to be a pretty big asset. So yeah, it was an experiment, Jay, but it's been a pleasing one. I think that's a great thing about our coaches. They have been able to experiment and explore and look for different options, and I think that's what happens when you get challenged with personnel. You actually get to experiment a bit.
Poison big moments. What did you think of Neil Bullen, young fella, marks the ball, you know, the clock's ticking, instead of having to show passes off to Lewis and that effectively kills off any chance of the ball going the other way?
Yeah, I thought it was outstanding. You know, I think the old boy Louis might have had a word in his ear after he took the mark, and you know, it played out really well for him. You know, so I guess that's what experienced heads on the ground give young players. Jordan Lewis, and that's why we brought him to the football club to continue to communicate and lead our players, and I thought it was a really smart play.
On the top of Atlantic Crows, who are you expecting to get back to that one?
Jack Watts is really close. Dom Tyson is really close. So they're probably two guys that come back in. Is there anyone else? Yeah, no, we're still we'll continue to assess. Jones is still 3 weeks away, so we've got a few coming back. So it's nice, but once again we've got to get the balance right of guys coming back in and guys that haven't played a lot of footy. So there'll be some challenges with that as you integrate players to the team.
Get the 4 games in 18 days. Now you've got a trip to Darwin late in the year. How do you manage that from a high performance point of view this week and the week after, probably?
Yeah, well, I think our players have been terrific, and when we talk about discipline in terms of their preparation, the guys that have been playing AFL have been outstanding in terms of getting their bodies right and recovered, and we're looking forward to the challenge of going up to Darwin. You know, we know we're going to play a quality team. They were outstanding the other night, Adelaide. So, you know, we'll prepare as best we can. Our high performance team have done a great job with them on short breaks, and we'll be ready to go. Cool.